more reasons to stay away from the end up. Before I get started, I always want to give all praise, glory, and honor to our powers. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. They give it double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have told us this truth that the conjugal and well through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. Aid, peace, mercy, and blessings to the beloved icons that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly staying on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living. Even shalom to the few sisters, the Aquafs that are out there, even shalom to the Israelite foreigners. Those that may look like the other nation, but their seed line goes back into our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm the brother Iraq, coming back with another lesson to the Lord willing, edifying, feed the lambs to the Lord, which the Lord willing lesson is edifying, concise, and straight to the point. And the last time I heard about this was 6 years ago. That took place. They were speaking about cases out in the UK. All right, so this flesh-eating STD is resurfacing again, entering into the dating market, which, you know, brothers that are out there, all right, best thing to do, especially in the times that we are in, is just focus on the ministry, okay? Because this place has to go, and ultimately we need to get the fuck up out of here. We need salvation. We need deliverance, all right? We need Yahweh Shai to return to the planet Earth, okay, to rid us of all this evil that is taking place. All right, so let's watch this video and then let's grab some precepts in between.
Talk about the new flesh-eating vulva virus that is going around that literally causes sepsis and necrosis of your and appears to eat away at it before basically unaliving you, and it's sexually transmitted. You get it from having, and once you get it, you will catch sepsis from it and you will be no more. I don't think I need to explain to you how bad this is, but I will anyway. So this is a flesh-eating vulva infection. And
hold on. Let's read this article. Let's take our time, because when flesh-eating diseases enter the chat in today's dating market, then I think at that point, it's safe to say that we are reaching the worst possible case scenario for this thing. Published 2 days ago. I don't know, the article looks kind of like legit here. You have Jess Thomas, right? Written by Jess Thomas. That sounds like a real name. It says flesh-eating vulva infections reported in 3 cases. Gynecologists should know the signs, experts warn.
And it has already been 3 cases reported, and they're saying gynecologists now need to know the signs, and you should too. So doctors in the UK are warning gynecologists of the risks of necrotinizing fasciitis on the external genitalia, and it's seeing several severe cases. In a new case published April 8th in the Journal for BM Case Reports, UK doctors described 3 patients who were found to have this necrotinizing fasciitis of the vulva. Lady, we know what the vulva is. Vulva includes the external female genitalia, such as the labia, and the labia, So, NF, also known as the flesh-eating disease, can arise when certain bacteria enter the skin through a wound, cut, abrasion, burn, surgical wound, or at this point, even an insect bite.
Shit. It says a UK study report published April 8th in the Journal. UK doctors described 3 patients who were found to have fasciitis, I think, of the vulva. The vulva includes the external female. Okay, so she already covered all that. This is insane, man. Yeah.
Mr. Sullivan, who is a professor of microbiology at the immunology at Indiana University, go my school, that NF can occur anywhere skin or tissue is breached, including genitalia. Go on to say that this is being spread through SE, you know what, and once it's on there, those little mites eat away at your vulva and everything involved. So ladies, if there was another time to not touch men, now would be the time. Okay, bye.
To not touch.
Yeah. See the double standard within there? Here it is. You got all these women that are out being promiscuous, laying down with multiple men, having sex with everybody that they meet. Okay. And this is what brings ultimately lewd and famine into the land. Okay. All right. This type of behavior. All right. Is getting out of control. And this is the repercussions of, all right, when ultimately the father is taken out of the household. Matter of fact, let's grab a precept real fast, okay, concerning that, all right, how important the man is within the household, all right, because Eve bit of that fruit, all right, which is pretty much taking on the ideology of the serpent, and she was the one who kicked the man out the household, okay, all right, and the father is definitely needed, all right, because you wouldn't have all these careless daughters running around, okay, doing all this crazy shit. All right, so matter of fact, let's go to Ecclesiastes 3 first. Let me see. Yep, Ecclesiastes 3 and 9. It says, "For the blessings of the father establish the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundation." All right, and a curse is something that is evil that is pretty much put in, okay, or preyed upon. All right, so the woman wanted so badly for the father to be out the household that now you have a lot of women that pretty much do whatever the hell they want without any proper guidance. And this is what happens, all right, which I'm going to grab that as well, and I believe it's in Tobit, all right, lewdness, all right, brings forth decay and famine into the land. But before I grab that, let me go to Sirach 26. Sirach 26, and let's start at verse 10. It says, "If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly." All right, so you're supposed to discipline your daughter more strictly, all right, than you would your son, even though your son undergoes harsh strictness. But it's the daughters that you got to keep an eye on, because she's more of an asset value, and her value comes through her pearls, so to speak, if you understand what I'm saying. All right, and in our customs as Israelite men, all right, we would marry our daughters off at a young age, okay, and receive dowries from, that man that wanted to wife our daughter, okay. So there's a value in, marrying your daughter off and giving her to a man of understanding, which, she becomes a wife to pretty much another household, and families align themselves and join. But that whole dynamic has disappeared throughout the ages, okay? And you see the concept of being here in America, which promote nothing but independence, feminism, my body, my choice, Me Too movements, shit like that, right? That has pretty much our woman completely bugged the fuck out and destroyed, man. Excuse my language, right? All this constant programming of Atlanta housewives, basketball wives, or all these so-called fake ass reality TV shows that women absorb and take in, and they want to be these so-called bad bitches and things of that nature. Okay, well, this is the fruit of that nature. All right, what it produces. Okay, so it says, "Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty." All right, a lot of these women abuse themselves through overmuch liberty because they have choices that they make. All right, and their choices are stupid. All right. This is the purpose of what a man is needed for. Okay, a man is needed for to guide the woman, to lead the woman. All right, because women are not natural born leaders. They need a manly figure in their life to steer their life, right? That's why if you ever look at, mainly sailors, pilots, they're not really women, they're males, okay? All right. Navigation, okay, always stems through the male figure, okay? Now, reading on, it says, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Okay, and this is the repercussions of not having a man in the house.
Such men, she says. If there was another time for everybody to exercise some sexual discipline. You know, I have a weird feeling that there's just people out here who just don't care. It always blows my mind, you know, how people move out here. We're talking about flesh-eating STDs, and you know, you would think that you wouldn't see people moving the way we see them move. You can't just go around clapping all types of cheeks, giving up yourself to different men, having sex without protection, just all this. All this that we see on a constant basis should scare a lot of people. Well, this video got the attention of like 1 million people, 1 million views. Let's see what the people have to say. Celibate queens unite here. Yeah, right. I hope so. Somebody else who says, this bacteria is far from you, but oh boy, wait until we hear about genovenosis, probably another flesh-eating disease. Somebody else who says, God is not playing with this no more. Everybody repent, become celibate, and give your life to Jesus. Crazy. I seen a girl prophesy about this in November. Okay.
Yeah, you could pretty much watch the whole video, but ultimately, Yahweh Bashem Abishai, because the Heavenly Father's Son is not named Jesus. All right, but the Lord is not playing. Okay, this is the judgment of the Lord. All right, and you know, this is why we say ultimately this place is going to be destroyed. Okay, because as long as Esau rules, these are the type of things that are going to be pushed into the earth, right? Because natural order has been abolished, right? The scriptures speak about things are being upside down. Okay, all right. So let me grab this as well. Lewdness. Okay. Apocrypha. This is Tobit chapter 4, verse 13. It says, now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction, and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine. Okay. All right. And this is through ultimately pride. Okay. All right. And this is why the scriptures speak about how in Second Ezra, the 8th chapter, in the 50th verse, that cities are going to be troubled. All right. This is a troubling thing. Okay, 2 Ezra 8 and 50 says, for many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You see, this is something miserable to contract or have to deal with, all right, to mentally have to suffer through, okay, all right, and many more suffering events is going to take place here, okay, until ultimately the Lord decides to put the spirit upon these other nations that are fighting against the U.S. to destroy this place, all right? Because that's what's getting ready to take place. In order to cleanse the filth, to clean up, the filth that's spewed here, okay, is to ultimately burn it. Fire is the greatest purifying agent that can be ever used to cleanse anything. Let's grab the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly, all right? It's a lot of wickedness that goes on out here, okay? Shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch, all right? So many people are going to perish. Many people are going to die here, all right? They're going to burn, okay? The Lord is going to leave them here, all right, to be cleansed through that fire, all right? And that's just the judgment the Lord is getting ready to bring upon majority of the people, all right? 2/3, especially of our people, all right, that continuously chooses to reject Yahweh Bashem Abishai, all right? And, you know, as the scriptures speak about, because, you know, let's be real, a lot of these women out here, all right, they like hanging out with these XYZ alphabet individuals, okay? All right, and they like to drink buzz balls, all them different fucking drinks, Four Locos and, you know, all them drinks that they sell at the gas station. All right, and they like to get drunk and they like to sleep with these moles that are fucking, you know, popping other men. All right, shit is disgusting. Okay. All right, and they go lay down with other men and they just pass the shit right on. All right, and wouldn't think nothing of it. I mean, I remember there's a story going back to where you had a woman that was on purposely going around giving men HIV. All right, so a lot of these women are wicked by nature. They know that they're catching diseases, and they're on purposely giving it to other men to pretty much clap back and get back at the world. All right, so that just tells you this shit gotta go. This shit has to end. All right, this is Romans 1, and let's get straight to the point. And 23 it says, matter of fact, in 22 it says, professing himself to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible men, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. It says, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. For even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature. All right, and we know what that is, woman with woman. Okay, just as well as men with men. All right, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one towards another, men with men working that which unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their errors, which was meat. Okay, all right, and even this Sunday, all right, which is Easter Sunday, which the Easter is not a holiday of the Israelites, all right, a high holy day, all right. It's a pagan custom because it has nothing to do with the Passover or the Lord, all right. And ultimately, rabbits don't lay eggs, but within this day, all right, you have the DRAGQUEEN group, Mox, all right, Sweet Jesus, all right, Earth Pig, and Christianity in Easter Show Market, okay, which this took place in San Francisco, all right, at Dolores Park, April 20th, 2025, all right. So you see that this place just has to go ultimately, all right. Got a bunch of weirdos and nasty shit taking place in this world as we speak, all right. So more judgments is getting ready to take place, all right, and more casualties is getting ready to be out here in the streets. Thus saith Yahweh Bashim Abishai. All right, so let's go back to Romans 1 and 28. It says, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in that knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do these things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornications, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignly whispers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. All right, so all those that do all these wicked acts are worthy of death. So I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, this was edifying. Just wanted to put this out there. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to our powers. Yahweh, Bashim Abishai, Bashim Kakadash. Lord willing, this was edifying again to the Lord's elect. Shalom.